Hello, Kenajoku here, and in this video we're going to be talking about 11 steps to buying your dream home. Stay tuned to find out more. Step number one, as a buyer, you need to arrange for your mortgage. So if you're a first-time buyer, for example, you might be looking at a 10% deposit, or you may be looking at Help to Buy scheme or whatever scheme that's available to get you on the ladder. On the other hand, if you're a buy-to-let purchaser, that means you've already bought a property before. It could be your second, third, fourth property. Then you're looking at a 25% discount. Sorry, a 25% deposit, which you would need to put down on the property. So if the property is £100,000 as a purchase price, you need to put down 25% of that as a deposit. So what you need to do from there is you need to work out to get your mortgage sorted out. Go arrange for a mortgage broker, get a mortgage broker to check your accounts, check your affordability to make sure that you're eligible to actually get a mortgage. So that's step number one. Step number two, you need to view the property. So you've looked at a range of properties, you found a particular property that you like. If, for example, you've never done this before, it might be a good idea to go with someone who has got a clue about properties, because there might be some things that they might notice that you don't notice. Maybe some things like damp, maybe things like damaged roof. The roof lining is slightly off, so it could be a bit damaged. It may be, some different other aspects to consider. It might need new windows. The boiler might be old and a decrepit boiler, so it might need replacing. It might have an old type of central heat, and you're not aware of these things. These things might look very nice if it's all painted very well, but if you're not aware of these things, then it's a good idea to go with someone that has got an idea. So step number three, you now are in a position to make an offer. So you make an offer to the agent or to the person that has introduced you to that property. So you make an offer, that offer should be put forward to the seller. Step number four, we assume that the seller has accepted your offer and has given a verbal acceptance of your offer, and they've said, okay, they will accept your offer and they will proceed to the next step. Step number five, as a buyer, you would need to arrange a survey. Now, if you're a cash buyer, for example, you may want to arrange your own survey to get done. Alternatively, if you're purchasing through a mortgage, which you probably are as a first-time buyer, or even a buy-to-let purchaser, then you would need to arrange a survey to go and survey the property to make sure that it's actually worth what they're asking for the sale price. Step number six, as a buyer, you will arrange with your conveyancing, you will instruct a conveyancing solicitor to start the conveyancing process. This is a process where they will do title searches and all the legal searches that are required to make sure that legally that property is, the person is allowed to sell it and you're actually allowed to buy it. So that's when the legal transaction will start. Step number seven, the agent will now send a sales memo to both the seller's solicitor and the buyer solicitor. And on the sales memo, it will detail the property, the address, the sales price, and any other particulars. The particulars about the seller and the buyer, so that the two solicitors will now be able to start talking and negotiating the sale. Step number eight, the seller's solicitor sends a draft contract to the buyer's solicitor. Step number nine, once the contract is reviewed and agreed, then the exchange takes place. Step number 10, assuming everything is okay, then the completion date is set and the completion documents are exchanged, and the completion process is now done. And step number 11, the final step, the buyer's solicitor transfers funds from their solicitor's account, which was deposited by the lender, to the seller's solicitor's account. Then the seller's solicitor will now pay that money to the seller, and the keys will be arranged to be given to you or the buyer, who is now the proud owner of their dream home. So those are 11 steps to follow. If you follow those steps in that correct order, your process, your sale process will go through a lot quicker. We have done this over a number of years and we've had to adjust it until we've got it correct. So we've known that these are the steps that generally go through. They take between 12 and 16 weeks to process from step 1 to step 11. What tends to happen if you have delays is because there's paperwork, or there's a delay because you as the buyer have not submitted the forms that you need to submit. Do those as quickly as you can. Any forms you get, submit them quickly and you'll speed up the process. You'll hopefully get towards a 12-week process rather than a 16-week process. Also, you might find that sometimes if the solicitors go on holiday, then there's a delay. So just make sure that there's a proper handover, and the process doesn't get halted or stopped when the solicitor goes away. So hopefully those 11 steps will give you a good idea of what you need to do to process your sale properly. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and remember to hit that notification bell for other videos similar to this. Kenajoku, take care, have a fantastic day. Thank you.